Welcome to Sri and Kira Live. As our world spins seemingly out of control, we are all experiencing time speeding up, chaos shifting to a new level, and a yearning to know the greater mysteries of the universe. What does it all mean? Visionary spiritual teachers and best-selling authors Sri Ram Kaur and Kira Ra explore these mysteries, offer live soul readings, and invite you to open up your mind, body, and spirit to the paradigms that are shifting. Bringing you fresh perspectives and timeless wisdom, here are Sri and Kira.
Namaste and welcome, beloved ones. Welcome to the voice of passionate action. I am wisdom teacher Sri Ram Kaur.
And I am Master Lady Kira Ra. And Sri and I are so grateful to be with you. Here we are another Sunday, and the promise we made to you last Sunday, well, it happened, didn't it? We have that massive harmonic opening. May is here. It is a prediction show. It is an ascension show. It is an energy show. Get into the phone lines right now. Sri, what are those numbers again?
All right, you got two numbers to call, and I recommend you do so.
Yeah, because they're already filling, so get in there right now. Write these down.
All right, you can call toll-free 888-627-6008. That's 888-627-6008 or 517-208-1500. 517-208-1500. In either case, you can listen to the show while you're on hold, and we look forward to connecting with you.
We really do. And before we go any further, I'm just going to invite all of us right now. Let's bring a hand to our heart. And I want to invite you, notice if you want to play for a moment, go back to Friday. Just go back to Friday right now and notice if you can. And if you can't go back to Friday, then just kind of be breathing and kind of let the energy flow through you.
Just be.
Right? Because on Friday, based on where you are in the world, it could have already been Saturday. And this Saturday, May 1, as we're breathing, as we're going back to last Friday, as we're trying to just say, okay, I want to breathe into where we are right now. And Sri and I are going to move to either side of our studio here because we're standing in front of where we are. And so for those of you that are watching right now, I want you to go ahead and just breathe in what happened May 1. This is the portal. This is the first harmonic of 3 waves of light. And this one came in as the 8-pointed radiation, right? With the violet ray ignition of April and the double iris energy of the cosmic Isis Saint Germain itself, expanding consciousness through the Ave Saw molecule, which is what you're staring at. And so it is a geometry that you have not seen before because we are at a moment where we are utilizing geometries we have not seen before or worked with before. So breathe that in because that's really the best way that Sri and I can welcome you to May.
Yes.
Is with the energy. And remember, we all ascend in the same cycle: awareness, experience, choice. It's an ever-refining, literal 3-step. Awareness, experience, choice. Awareness, experience, choice. Always in an ever-refining spiral, moving up, moving down, moving laterally. It really doesn't matter because it's the same spiral. It's always the same energy. And what has happened right now is that we have been offered, I look at these 8 petals as like a propeller, right? Sri, don't they look like a propeller? What do you think, right?
Absolutely. It looks like an embrace. It's like there is nothing unturned.
Exactly.
It's
right?
radiating.
It's all just, it's boom,
no
right?
Empty space
right?
there.
There it is. And so what is May? May is a choice energy. Awareness, experience, choice is how we ascend. Awareness, experience, choice. Spiral, spiral, awareness, experience, choice. And when we become fully conscious of the cycle is when we get to consciously be aware. Are we going up? Are we not? Are we lateral? It is our level of consciousness that frees us to expand even more, right?
You know, every one of us goes through growth phases, and then sometimes we have little kind of dormancy or recuperation phases in life. And the truth is that unless we are conscious of our experience, we will repeat it.
Over again.
And so I know you can all relate to that throughout your own emotional growth and in your life, we have all kinds of ways we get our knees skinned by life, so to speak. And then we make new choices. And if you don't make an informed choice, you get more of what you had before.
Because you go into a new awareness. See, and this is the gift. Remember that here we are arriving in May in a choice energy month. And Sri, what you were just sharing is so rich and so vital because May is watery. May, I was sharing this with Sri earlier today. May is the water in its first blush of becoming a new form. So it's like, you know, how water can be so many things, but at the end of the day, it's still water. Well, this is very much consciousness. So what's happening is that the entire May energy in every experience is water when you just start noticing it's turning into something else. And so that's the moment we're in. We are aware that we are creating something. For those of you that were Deep Space Nine fans, right? This is Odo when he would first come up out of the water and you knew it was taking a form, but you didn't know what the form looked like yet. That's May. And here's the gift of that. And when we get to the Ascended Numerology and the calendar and everything else that's going on and your questions, we're going to be able to really refine this for you. But here's the gift. Are you aware that it's taking shape? Do you know what it is that's taking shape? Mm-hmm. And pay attention, because something you just said, Sri, I really want to share with you. And this is that Saint Germain itself, cosmic Isis energy that's just, we're going to talk a lot about that tomorrow night in the Monday Magic. In this moment right now, and a lot of you are feeling your second chakra, right? What happened at the end of April? Where were we? Second chakra, right? We ended April with that full moon, with that fabulous full moon at the end of April that came right into our second chakra. Yeah. And what did it say? It said, hey, guess what? Guess what? You're ready to create in a way you have never created before, because on May 1, this happened.
This is a pulse forward.
I mean, this is crazy, right, guys? Pulse forward. There it is, forward. Right?
Consider for a moment, and for many of you that might be new to some of the languaging and concepts that we share, just as you reflect on last week versus now, whenever the now is that you're viewing this, that in April, especially at the end of the April, there were moments where you might feel that life was a little hard to digest, where you might feel like I'm trying to hold on to something that just doesn't seem to work anymore. Right. Whether it's friends, whether it's a job, whether it's an old, a lot of people are holding on to fear, and the fear isn't working for them. And I'm a little tongue-in-cheek here. Fear can work with you if it helps you become more aware that you need to make some new choices to resolve the fear, versus having the fear as a constant state of anxiety, not making any new choices, and therefore you get more of what you sowed, which is the fear-based thing, and you start getting tired of holding on to it, which means you're now at a choice point of either descend or ascend, lift through it. So I'm just referring to end of April here as we.
Well, and May, boy, is this the Ascended Numerology.
May is a pulse that has come forward, and
First of three.
Many of you may have felt this come forward on Saturday.
Well, and that's why we brought you back to Friday. Because I bet you started feeling it on Friday. I bet things might have shifted in your life starting on Friday. Just pay attention.
So this pulse wave of energy works through your psychology, works through your emotions, works through the physicality. So you may have noticed a shift in your sleep. You may have noticed a shift in your digestion. You might have noticed a shift in your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And so the key here is to be aware of the experience, breathe, and make a choice. And the choice could be to trust that you are ascending, to trust that we're moving into a new frequency, a new state of consciousness. And the only signposts we have are the old states of consciousness and our sensitivity to the energy. We don't have anything concrete. And as Kira was sharing, May is bringing forward this water energy that hasn't quite fully disclosed the form yet.
So let's disclose a little more of it.
All
It
right.
hasn't disclosed what it's going to finally look like, but we know it's starting to take form.
Yes.
So let's offer some additional ways that we can share this with you. And we will be getting to your calls. So those of you that have called in, stay on the line. Those of you that have not called in yet, you might be able to get on hold. 888-627-6008. I think there is some room over there at BBS Radio.
Uh-huh.
And 517-208-1500, getting pretty full. So
We
get
got
in there
room for
as well.
more.
We
Come
can get
on
you
in.
in. All right. All right, beloved ones. What we're going to do is I want to jump immediately to the May calendar. So here it is. And again, as we have already talked about, at the very top of the calendar, you will see right here that the first of the 3 gates opens, and our backdrop is what we've been showing you. And what I wanted to really connect you with in this moment is pay attention to number 1, the entire month. Our code is eternal life. It's the 5. It's the 5-pointed star. It is all of the elements. It is all of the unification. This is the month where that creation is calling out. And this is just so profound. And what is so important about this is that we did not know what this would look like. We knew the gate was opening. We knew it was opening May 1. We knew we've been coming into it. And I want you to look at Friday. If you look at the May calendar, do you see this past Friday, the last day of April? April was a month of experience. Because we ascend, we will always ascend through our consciousness, right? Our ascended consciousness energy is always an ever-refining spiral, awareness, experience, choice. So you can see here that May is a choice month. Thereby, April was experience. And in the April experience, if you look at Friday, the last day of the month, that spark of light that came in from the infinite was coming in from the end of the month, from the Mercury Retrograde. I want you to follow that all the way down. So it's up there at the top of Friday. I want you to follow that all the way through, all the way down, every day that it intersects. I'm going to talk to you why it's so important. It's going to go all the way, all the way, all the way down. And where is it coming from? You are actually dealing with future time. You are learning how to call forward. Future time is coming forward, advising you before the harmonic hit, and it hit yesterday, it hit Saturday, May 1. It was saying, look, here it is. This is your moment. I am going to open it up for you. And whenever that moment opens, whenever that spark of the divine opens, we are invited to look. We will have everything that we are going to need to anchor everything. And we can stop when this spark opens. So you saw that spark of light, and you saw the diagonal, and you saw how it was coming from the end of the month, kind of like we're going to send you an amplifier. Why did that amplifier come? Because on May 30th, we will have been 1 month living in this energy as a immense species begins to evolve. And as we begin to evolve, what will happen is that many, and I want you all, bring your hands to your heart, because this sharing is of the Saint Germain itself, and it is so important. And Shri started talking about it as well. And this is really important, and I'm just going to read it as the Saint Germain itself invited me to share it earlier today. Because due to this, and this is the first of 3, and this one I felt, and this is why we brought you back to Friday.
Yeah.
How many of you on Friday, I mean, there was a moment where I actually lost my breath when I knew that it was already the 1st of May at another moment on this planet, because we are one. And so anything we always transit for much longer than we think, because if you're only considering a time in one linear location where you are, that in and of itself limits the who that you are and the experience that you have. So when May 1 came in here into this linear timeline, when the first sun came up on that moment, I almost lost my breath and was shown the first vision. It was like and I saw this, but I didn't know how to make it. I didn't even put together yet it was the Ave Saw symbol till we were up on the temple again. So notice where you are right now. Notice how you're breathing. Notice what your chakras are feeling. And this whole issue, this feels to me to be the voice, like it's just the opening. Mm-hmm. We are so loved that it was that spark that came forward on that moment of Friday that said, look, here it is. You need to know everything you've been talking about, everything you've been saying you are, everything you've been saying you've ascended into. Guess what? You're out of time. You're going to have to start living it immediately. There is no more time. And if you see where you need to grow, then grow immediately. Let go of your own knowing if you want. And I want to share that those words, because they're just so fascinating. The knowing is the knowing of density. So let go of the knowing of density, which shuffles the way words are received, and go into the knowing of you. So shall we share? Would you bring us into Ave Saw breath first, Sri?
Sure, absolutely. Right. So I just want to reinforce that because it's a beautiful teaching. To let go of the knowing of density is to say to yourself, I can relax the need to rely on conventions. Yeah. I can relax the need to be polite. I can relax the need to conform. And I can be that which I am, which leads to the question of, are you tuned into that which you really are?
And I do want to make sure that Sri is not misunderstood. Letting go of politeness means that you are not saying things because you think you should. Letting go of politeness invites the authenticity of the true loving energy, of the benevolent energy within you, to arise and take right action. That is always from a center of the ascended heart, in the full trust of the inspired wisdom of the divine. So because Sri was speaking kind of in code, I just wanted to insert that code for those of you that may not have caught that.
It's about the conformity.
Right?
And as we move into authenticity, we are living in the moment, and we are guided in each moment, and we will always respond in love and with love, because compassion is the foundation of the fifth dimensional vibrational state.
Always.
It's the foundation of the ascended state. And so
my God.
we don't need a rule. We don't need a conformity. It arises naturally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, beloveds, the other secret to moving into that state and anchoring there is to be able to breathe through anything that is imposing on you. Thoughts, feelings, something's imposing on me. So let's practice that together. And the breath, the Ave Saw breath, is very simple. Just bring your focus to Ave, meaning hail, respect for the divine. On the inhale, you think Ave. And on the exhale, surrender. I relax all need to control. I bow to the divine. Saw.
With a smile.
Got it?
All
Let's
right.
do this together.
All right, and then we're going to read this short sharing and go into the ascended numerology, because this actually sets it up in many ways.
You're going to find that this breath is clearing, it is centering, it brings in peace, and it will help shatter discord in your life. Just do it consciously. Ave and Saw. Let's think Ave with a big breath in. Saw. Let's do it again. Ave on the end. Saw.
Many are waking up rapidly, and that is exactly how that which you perceive as dark would prefer. As rapid awakening most certainly must lead to rapid ego-centered spiritual experience, for this is the way it is in this world. Thereby, because of this, it offers the fourth dimension and the rapidly eroding lower fifth the food it needs to get even larger. This is why humanity must call forward It's benevolent kings and queens. This is the energy, once unified, that calls forth and births all solutions. One can either learn and grow from the mistakes of others, once witnessed with awakened presence, or one will learn and grow from making them, for that is the way of this experience of consciousness. It is the balance of how one learns and grows that calls forward the mastery to say yes to the journey, offering support and grace and ease. It was not meant to be hard. It is meant to teach and inform so that the soul may rediscover the gems that were seeded through the sacred sequence of incarnations. So as we take in a breath, my heart was really smiling. Shri is that's only it's really only the second time Shri's heard this today, and I just wanted to ask if you want to share anything before we go to the ascended numerology, because that's what they're referring to with the sacred sequence.
Yeah, well, I think there's a couple of really potent nuggets in here that I invite you to bring your attention to, and one of them is we can either learn or grow from the mistakes of others once witnessed.
With awakened presence.
With awakened presence, we learn through being awake to what's going on.
That's why we have mentors. That's why we teach. Shri and I teach so that your journey may be easier than ours.
Or you can grow by
on your own,
making all the mistakes that you need to make to grow.
Just like we did. And I love how they're saying, you're going to learn them either way. So you just choose how you want to learn them, whether you know it or not. And that's what I like about the awakened
And there is an irony here.
Very much so.
Because from the perspective of the angels, from the perspective of the divine, we've got all the time in the world. If you want to take multiple lifetimes to learn how to lift into compassion, okay, go for it.
Right.
If you want to just breathe and be present and notice the difference now, notice where your expansion is and what has harmony and what doesn't, you can grow really quickly.
That's true. You really can.
Doesn't take lifetimes.
No. And I do want to remind you that this is the energy of this message. This is the unified energy of Saint Germain itself with the cosmic Isis presence that has been revealing itself all through April and is, like everything right now, in its own water taking form. However, that's the energy that's pulsing here. That really came in with this opening. And so I want to go to Shri, if we can put up the May Ascended Numerology. Let me first remind you that Ascended Numerology is the ancient numerology system of the Magi. It is the original and existing system that universally, multidimensionally, in many, many different spheres will guide you regardless of where you are. The sacred sequence is the series of events that lead to your incarnation and the first moment that your soul interacts with your parents that will birth you so that your name may be selected to support your master soul code. The monthly, which you're staring at here, is the sacred sequence within this timeline for each month. And as I mentioned earlier, for those of you that remember, and if not, you can go check it out in last week's show, April left us in our second chakra at the 6th, but it left us there by having gently lowered us there. Remember, April was the month that literally we were hanging by the 12 o'clock hour, swinging in the middle of infinity. And at the end of April, we were gently with the full moon. We came down from that massive, fabulous April vision experience, and we're gently lowered into that beautiful, balanced experience of our creation, bringing all of that into creation. And now look at May. And I really encourage you, before you study it too much, just feel it. Look at the clock, look at the dial. That is the soul chart of this literal paradigm experience of May. The collective soul experience. And on the other side is the collective physical experience. And by knowing the collective physical experience, it is a blessing because it helps us understand how the all is navigating, whether they're conscious of it or not. Conscious awareness is the first gift we unlock when we go forward through our spiritualized ego. Because conscious awareness usually begins with the bow of humility and the recognition that we know nothing, especially when we think we know it all, and that will never stop. And that's what happened Friday. It was saying, look, pay attention. That which you are is ready to be revealed. Can you do it? And many, all of us, including Shri and I, have walked through that. So when you look at May, this entire month is all about infinite life. It's the 5. It's all about the 5. And if you look at the body, it's all about the truth being revealed. This is a massive truth balance month. This is a month where if somebody's around you with an ulterior motive, you're going to find out, and you're going to find out right away. And it's just going to reveal itself. You don't need to worry about it if you stay in your truth. May is first and foremost, stay in the truth of who you truly are, not who your ego wants you to be. So that will be the challenge for many. Then you look at 2021. Well, every month this year, we have the blessing of the 5 and the infinite. Well, this year, that 5 plus the infinite actually takes us from our truth and brings us way out into the infinite field of creation, where we stay out. The double 5 becomes the 10. You know, the 10 can come through a lot of different combinations of numbers. This is the universe saying, stay true to yourself. Stay true to what you know. Don't worry. No matter what happens, stay true. And to make sure you're staying true to you, not your ego. Many will stay true to their ego because in the staying true, it's all coming forward, right? And now let's look at where we are yesterday, when that gate opened. This month came right in and said, hey, how you like me now, right? We went right from the 6 to the 6 again, having arrived there as the 3 plus 3. Now, what is so powerful about that is that everything is arriving this month with double force. We have the double 5. We have the double infinite. We have the double 3. Even the 6 itself as a double is because that's where we were. So literally what that means is when that full moon came, check this out. So the full moon came, we all went, and look at your body right now, because I want you to check this out. It's a wild drive, because this is what happened on Friday and Saturday. You were sitting in that 6, having brought everything in from everything you've been wanting in April, everything you were putting together, knowing how powerful April was, the violet ray ignition, all of that, sitting there going, wow, 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 wow. And sometime on Friday, everything went right in your face. It went right up to your throat. It went right up to your truth chakra and said, okay, are you really this, or are you bullshitting yourself, or are you bullshitting others? And then almost simultaneously, you would have got hit again. Something else would have happened that was the trigger that would either help you lift and say, oh my God, you're right. Oh, wow. Let me, how do I do this? Or the ego that will be like, fuck you. And no, I'm right. And that is happening to every being right now. And this is what happened between Friday and Saturday, is that not only did you move from your balance and feeling pretty well balanced, right? The universe came in and said, hey, the harmonic wave is here. You got to wake up even faster. And so you got hit in your truth. Then you got hit again, and then you went way out. And not only did you go out, you stayed out, because the 10 is not a visible energy field in this body incarnation. You see up there, the 10 is that right-sided manifest energy field of that which you are, that's staying way out in the infinite. And it went way, way out. And then when that harmonic pulse wave came, it was like somebody loaded you into a cannon from way out of the universe and shot you back into your body, into your balance as a double 3. And the 3 is all about trust. Black arrow goes through it there, but it's your power, it's your 3rd chakra, it's your trust. And so the universe came in and said, ready, go. There was no set. And we are here until the 11th when it goes back to your truth again. Now wait, and then on the 14th, it's going to go back again. You can't escape this. So, all right, guys, we are here. We are ready. We are open. Wow. And this is the energy. So where does it bring us to right now? And this is, as I put in the e-card, and I hope that you're on our email list at shriandkara.com if you're not, we put it in the e-card. This is a two-parter. You absolutely, couple dates we want you to put in your calendar right now, and then we're going to have Shri speak and jump to those phone lines. But date number 1 is Tuesday, this Tuesday, 2 days from now, May 4. Please join me and Just Jutanin. We'll be live. Shri's always there for a surprise appearance. Soul Mirrors this Tuesday night is part 2 of this show because there's that much to share. And it's so big that Shri and I literally had to say, okay, this much we're not even ready to share to the world yet. We'll share it on Tuesday. There's also a huge portion that we will be sharing in Monday Magic. So all of you with Monday Magic, you'll be there tomorrow. You're in the loop. If you're not, get in the loop. Join us for Monday Magic. The next dates I want to share with you, we've been skirting around it all day today. June 10, June 17. Please make a note because you will not be able to register for this event until June 1. But please put it on your calendar right now. Make a note. June 10, June 17. Do you want to share?
Absolutely.
All right.
You know, and this ties into something else I want to share.
Exactly.
We're going to be offering to the world, free of charge, a certification process that we call the Ave Saw breath balancing. You got a little intro to the Ave Saw breath earlier in the show. However, the balancing part is coming later.
And this is the practitioner breath experience. We will not be teaching balancing. We will be teaching how to balance with breath using the Ave Saw breath. So I just want to clear up, there's no confusion here. This is the Ave Saw breath practitioner protocol. You will be able to be certified. You can teach others. All we ask is it's free. This is our gift to the world, that we are at a moment where this is the multidimensional activated presence of the Ave Saw breath. And remember, all of this is happening inside of the shield of Zodkiel. We're through it. We're on the other side working with it. And this is now part of that radiation that's coming back out in the shield, which is why the shields are amplifying. June 10, June 17, 2 sessions. It's completely free. Make a note and be there.
And it's very powerful.
And very important for all of humanity, especially in June.
Especially at this time, which leads me to another topic that ties right back in. So I'm going to say that word, COVID. Now, the reason I'm saying this is where is the point of hurt with COVID? For the most part, it is 5th chakra.
Right.
It attacks your respiratory system. Now, that's one snapshot. Hold that right there. Second snapshot. All things that exist are self-preserving. There is a need to hold its form. So density, mass consciousness, all of the institutions that were birthed of mass consciousness, they don't want to change. They want to hold their form. COVID was birthed of density consciousness. This wasn't a gift from the angels. This was a birth through the density.
A co-creation.
A co-creation, like everything else on the planet. So consider for a moment the ascension wave that is upon us, which in this month, and in particular, although it was existing in prior months, has a lot of throat chakra implications, meaning to lift, one must be authentic. And your throat chakra is about truth and authenticity and the willingness to see the truth, receive the truth, be the truth, and share the truth. And so the truth is being compromised by density energies.
Wow, breathe. I almost couldn't breathe when you said that.
Yes.
Breathe.
And so there's no conspiracy here. No. This is the natural evolution of self-preserving energies. For the entire planet to ascend, for every being on this planet to lift, they have to come to terms with their truth. You cannot lift and be holding lies. You cannot lift and be two-faced. You have to be authentic, congruent, and loving, and you lift. and it's available to all. The thing about COVID and when the energy that's upon us, which ties into part of the reason we want to offer humanity the gift of the evasive breath practitioner, is that it brings a harmony and a balance to the recipient. It brings a state of peace and empowerment. Your power is already inside you. You don't need a certificate. You don't need a training. You need to relax into the truth of the I am, the truth that you are the divine in form. And when we relax into that, all of a sudden we just feel a little more confident. Like there's nothing out there that's going to really blow me over because
it won't.
Because it can. That's a creation.
Right? And it doesn't mean you won't have a blip.
Yeah. And so the evasive breath and the fullness of this certification process will bring great peace, great alignment, and great empowerment.
And I'm going to say this to millions. Help us achieve that goal. We can do this. And remember, this is more than just teaching the evasive breath. That's part of it. You will also learn there is a protocol where you can use just the breath. And this is what Shri is talking about. And so you will learn that. You will also learn the attunement and receive it directly from us so that you may offer this gift to others. Yeah. So we do June 10, June 17. Again, Shri and I are so excited that there's a whole new thing coming out about it. So you will not be able to register for it. We're going to put it on our website with a, hey, do you want a reminder when it comes out page? And that's going to go up on there in the next day. But you please make a note and save that. And the other date I want to offer that we are also going to be talking a lot more about, I'm going to be actually announcing it Tuesday, is the June 19 Goddess Ring of Fire, June equinox, incredible
gathering
moment.
of the goddesses.
This year's gathering of the goddesses is amazing. If you would like to be here live and be with us live at this journey, it is not on our website because we are leaving it open to who decided they wanted to be here. Send us an email or just go make a reservation for that time. Remember, it will be Saturday, June 19th. People are already booking. We're excited to see who's going to be here live. Some really amazing people will be here live. We are also this year bringing in people from around the world. We have people who will be dancing, doing their indigenous dancing from all around the world. We have people that will be singing. This is a moment. Remember, it is a live celebration, June 19. So 3 dates in June, guys, 10, 17, and 19.
So stay in touch with ShriAkira.com
and
just stay in touch.
Yeah.
One of the things that we're living and sharing and inviting is the recognition that when we breathe here into our hearts, we discover the truth that we are better together. And that when we share from the heart, there is no need for secrecy. There is no need for ulterior motive.
Right?
There is no competition.
Nope.
We simply share and everything is expanded.
It is.
Everything.
So remember this, I talked about this a little bit yesterday, those of you that were with us, and here it is. Remember that May is a month where the water is very polluted. And there are islands. And those islands are where you hold your consciousness. And if your consciousness is being supported and you are being held right now, be careful what you jump into, because it's going to be really hard to swim back. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying it will take even more steadfast commitment, even more focused awareness, and even more complete trust. And that's not anything that's negative. It's just what is.
That's the way the current is
the way it
flowing.
is. And I just want to read one more and then we're going to start taking our callers, but I really want to go back to this because this Saint Germain itself energy and the cosmic Isis energy are saying, please read that again. And here it is. I want to read it to you. And they're saying just read it shortly. So I'm going to read this very shortly. Many are waking up rapidly, and that is exactly how the dark prefers. For as rapid awakening leads to rapid ego-centered spiritual experience, it thereby offers the fourth dimension and the rapidly eroding lower fifth the food it needs to get even bigger. This is why humanity must call forward the benevolent king-queen energy. You will either grow or learn from making the mistakes of others once witnessed with awakened presence, or we will grow and learn from making them. And they want me to share again about the balance, that it's not meant to be hard, that everyone makes what we consider to be mistakes. However, that's just what it is. That is always going to happen. So trying to prevent them oftentimes causes them.
Causes a new mistake,
right? Because
perhaps.
there's no trust, right? Mistakes come from lack of trust, usually, from not getting clarity. And what they're saying is that because that is the way of this world, you will either always be in a position where you can learn from the mistakes someone else has already made and is either consciously or frequently not consciously modeling in front of you, but you have to be consciously aware to be seeing it and learn from it, or you're going to learn from making the same mistakes yourselves. None of that is a failure. It's just the cycle. And I want to just really, I enjoy how they're showing it as, look, this is just how it is. This isn't something you should get hung up on. This is how it happens, right?
Yeah,
so, there it is. So I just wanted to share that again.
I appreciate it. It's worth repeating.
Yeah.
And the one thing I want to repeat is the benevolent king, the benevolent queen energy. Consider for a moment.
Is one energy.
Consider your life.
Yeah.
You are sovereign. Now let that in. The word sovereign has some deeper meanings, and one of them is you are the king, queen in your world, right? How would a benevolent queen respond to herself?
Yeah.
With compassion, patience, love? How would the benevolent king or queen respond to the world? Perhaps with clarity, wisdom, and compassion and love. We're at a time where we must breathe into our being, breathe into our experiences to recognize that the wisdom and the higher balance is finding its expression. Or as our dear friend Albert Einstein, just Albert, what has said, solutions are not found at the level of consciousness that created the problem. Thereby, forming a political committee to solve a problem is kind of absurd.
It's actually funny. It's just like, oh, there's an oxymoron, right? Let's form a problem to solve a problem to create another problem.
So you've got to, rather than smile at that, how about we just take that inwardly and recognize that when
the perfection of it.
When I am feeling the stress
Right.
of needing to grow through something, my solution will be found by breathing into a meditative state for a
Always.
moment and lift right through it.
Right.
And then take action.
And to laugh at the ego. Oh, the ego is so proud of itself, isn't it? It is so special and it is so right. It is always right. All right. I want to be right on with all these amazing people. We have
Yeah.
people calling everywhere. It looks like our lines are full everywhere. Shri, I'll let you guide me.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's start with BBS Radio over on line 1. We have Jenna from Canada, who's a first-time caller, looking for a soul reading because today is her birthday.
Hey, Jenna.
Hey.
Hi. Hello.
Hi,
Hey,
welcome.
sweetheart. Well, how exciting. So, welcome to your happy birthday surprise.
Thank you. This is amazing. I'm so happy.
Well, we're happy to have you here, sweetheart. So, are you celebrating? How are you celebrating?
Oh, I'm just hanging out, relaxing in the sun right now.
Anytime we're in the sun, it's a celebration. I agree. And
Exactly.
it's right in this moment of new birth. And so, Angel, how can we serve you today?
I don't really know. I just really wanted to connect with you guys, and I already feel so honored. So.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart.
Yeah. I guess maybe my third chakra has been doing a lot of interesting things in the past month and stuff, and I think it's related a lot, obviously, to fear, and sometimes there's like a shooting pain in my third chakra. I don't know if you're catching out anything in there. Or...
Well, I'm going to ask you, first of all, to just take a moment, relax and breathe. And of course, I'm going to invite Shri to begin, and I'm going to let him directly share with you. Go ahead, Shri.
Sure. Well, the thing I want to say, Jenna, is it's time to love yourself as you are and as you are not. When we think it should be different, we're not allowing the richness of the learning to fully come through. We're not allowing resolution. So when the third chakra starts acting out a little bit, oftentimes it's because, of course, it's a form of fear, but it's about, can you trust that your spirit knows the way? Can you trust that your soul has got this life, has got you? And to practice breathing into that, because and that's why I say your greatest resource right now is your heart. Your heart chakra is fabulous, and it's time to love yourself more, to say, I accept myself, even, warts and pimples and all of it. I accept everything that's there. It's okay.
Without eyebrow pencil. That's a big one.
Yeah. And so just I would start right there with breathing, a hand on your belly, on your third, another hand on your heart, breathing in and out. In this moment, I trust myself. Big breath. I love myself. Big breath. In this moment, I trust myself. And repeat that as your mantra for half a dozen or more breaths until you feel it lock in. And once it locks in, you smile and say, thank you, and go about your day.
So I want you to let that lock in. And I'm going to jump in here, sweetheart. And if it's safe to close your eyes, if you're sitting, that would be great. If not, it's okay. Gaze into that beautiful sun or wherever you're being called. And the first thing I want to share with you is that right above you, as Shri was sharing, this beautiful, like warm, almost feeling like sunlight, other than it's just very, very crystalline. But on the inside of it, I'm seeing like a blue, like this really rich blue color. And then there's like, the only way I can describe it, it's like this it's like they're unrolling this little crystalline stairwell that's coming down through that blue right to you. And it's like you. And you're literally the queen walking down the stairwell. And I'm watching out of your eyes. I want to look right into the camera because I'm watching out of your eyes right now. And all I'm seeing is this emerald light emanation as you're walking down, and you're walking down this stairwell with complete confidence. You don't need to look down at the steps. You are looking straight ahead, and your arms are out by your side with your hands facing forward, very straight back, and these green radiant eyes. And the message that's coming from you to you is that you are at the moment where the radiance of all that you have ever been is inviting you to remember it without doubt. Beyond the fear that has called forward before you, you already have this answer. You know the pathway before you is clear. All you need to do is take the step. The year before you will challenge, delight, uplift, and in the end, surprise in ways the mind will not be able to create. It is your moment to say yes, and we are only here now because you have made it so. And so it is.
Wow.
Much love, dear.
We love you, honey.
Thank you so much. I love you too.
Oh, honey.
Oh, thank you.
I've got my arms around you because I know that's going to happen too. So until I get to do this in person, happy birthday, honey. I love you so much.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you,
I love
sweetheart.
you guys. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Many blessings.
Many blessings.
Namaste.
Beautiful. Let's all just take a breath for a moment and just smile at the gift of the divine connection and the reassurance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want us all to just take in a really deep breath because I know that each of us is here for the other. And I do enjoy that we opened up with a birthday because May is a birthday. Remember that everything that happened in April was like we were throwing it ahead. Remember we were talking about that the universe was going ahead and going, look, everything that just happened is going to be thrown ahead. And so look what got bundled into April. The brink of war, a lot of disharmony, a lot of COVID resurgence, a lot of people not happy. That's all been thrown into a potentiality. And so the other side of that was the violet ray ignition, the greatest potentiality we've ever had, which means the balance of that was thrown ahead. What meets what we now know is waiting has just begun. We are at a birth. It is all of our birthday today. And I feel very strongly because I'm losing that transmission energy. I am still seeing this crystalline stairwell, only now I'm seeing all of us on it. And so I just wanted to pass that on to all of you.
Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Shri. And I see someone here that I would love to say hello to, if it's who I think it is.
We're going to go over to Oneness Talk Radio, and it looks like Michigan. Let's find out.
Yeah. All right. Hey, we're over in Michigan. Namaste.
Hello, beloved Shri and Kira. It's Marcy.
It is Marcy. You made it home. Yes. How are you?
I'm awesome, and I just want to say that everybody, even if you think you already know how to breathe, get in and take advantage of the Ave Saw breath. It is huge. It's needed. Everybody in the world should be able to do this. Please do it.
Thank you.
For me, I'm missing you all so much and the energy on the mountain. And if you even think or had a second thought for a second that you might go there, do it. Go. It is the most amazing, magical place on the planet.
Well, thank you. And for
we
those
agree.
For those of you listening, Marcy spent a couple of weeks with us at Tosa Blue Mountain.
She was here on a private retreat and just left a few weeks ago. Marcy, I need to let you know that when I saw what I thought was you pop up in the call board, you have actually been in my consciousness the past 3 days. And so when I saw you, I'm like, well,
you have been mine.
Well, there it is. I'm like, so this was not an accident.
Well, I'm just so grateful and honored that you took my call. I'm actually loving these energies popping up. I did have one thing try to get me. Somebody stole my credit card number, and it didn't take me down with it. So I'm enjoying myself. But I would absolutely be honored if you could give me a mini soul reading.
Well, thank you for the gift of asking, and I strongly suspect it's why we've been in each other's consciousness the past few days. So thank you for hearing that call and for getting through on the call lines as well. So Marcy, I would invite you, wow. Give me a second, because just as I connected more with just you, I don't know how many of you are hearing this, but right here, I'm hearing this. It's such a high-pitched tone. I mean, it's like so far beyond consciousness, but it's very much the harmony of the activation. And this is obviously why you're on the phone with us. So what the message for you is that the harmony of this activation has called you into a space of a new life that you are just starting to understand and birth. And that the moment of your trust before you will carry you to the depth of your dreams without any despair, as long as you keep saying yes. And thank you, because it's like I'm feeling my hand. I'm holding my hand, for those of you that can see me. The energy that is pouring through my hand right now from the center of this activated presence is inviting all of us to receive. And Marcy, thank you for calling us to make sure we did that for everyone today. I appreciate the gift of you offering all of us that activation.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I love you both.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Big
we love
hug.
You too.
Lots of love.
Namaste. Well, and I want all of you, your right hand, if you just want to put it up and wiggle, especially right here. I'm really especially feeling it. You know, I had my middle finger right there. I'm really feeling this pulse wave of energy. So we are all being, and they're saying, you scoop it. They're saying there's like a crystalline, almost like a wave of crystalline. It feels like a gel-like. And they're saying just scoop and apply and allow it to wow. I mean, I'm really feeling the resonance of that. So what I'm also knowing, and you are all knowing now in real time, is that this is for more than just the harmonic activation. They're telling me the 3 harmonic explosions will also be great healing opportunities, rapid up-level healing. All right, Shri, do we have time for one more? I don't think we do.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness gracious. And we have 100% full phone lines. Next week, we will take more callers. All of you that we're not getting to, be there on Sunday. Be there Tuesday at Soul Mirrors, because we're continuing this conversation. There's just that more.
And so I just want to honor all the callers. And I've seen some names here, etc. What I want you to do is take a breath.
Ankyo, Midge, Karina, all of you hanging out over at BBS. There's too many of you to name over at OTR.
We send you love. May you find all that you are seeking now.
And know that we sincerely hold you all, always. This is your moment to flourish. It's a May choice. Choose through your conscious awareness.
Absolutely. Beloved ones, take a deep breath. Let a smile come to your face. Until we have the joy of being with you live again Tuesday, Soul Mirrors.
Yeah.
May you trust that all is truly well. Namaste.
Thank you for joining us at Shri and Kira Live. To have your questions answered, send us an email to guest@shriandkiraradio.com and check out more information at shriandkira.com. See you next week.